I ain't gonna say we got a full-blown hatred as a people for Africa, but we got a lot of people who are indifferent about Africa. And that's probably worse than hatred. You know what I'm saying? When you're indifferent about something, that means you're not even emotionally attached to it.
Do we have a certain hatred for Africa? And if so, why is that?
I mean, all of us don't. You know what I'm saying? Man, I got plenty of friends that embrace the African culture, you know, but a lot of folks, first thing that come out their mouth when they're talking about Africa, and like why they don't want to say that they're African, they'll say something like, there's this myth that Africans don't claim us either. You know what I'm saying? The people in Africa, the various countries, they don't claim African Americans. They look down upon us, you know. And that's not true, because I have African friends who don't feel that way. Man, we don't realize, outside of church, you don't hear people talk about spirituality a lot, outside of the church or the temple or the mosque, whatever. But there are so many things that we do that it's the African spirit to it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, I was telling somebody, I was like, man, I feel like unbeknownst to us, we slain in the African spirit. Because we do so many things similar that is just with the ideas of African people, community, village, family. We do so many of the things that they do because it's just naturally who we are, because we never lost that spiritual connection. You know what I'm saying? You'll see, man, I just remember growing up, I would see families that were, you might have a grandmother in the house. Your mom is there, your uncle there, your cousin's there, and y'all might have took somebody in that's just a family friend. You know what I'm saying? And all of y'all living together in this one house, doing the best you can, getting by, but sharing what you do have with everybody in the house. And that just don't happen. Even in the Hispanic culture, which that's pretty much our cousins, our family too, they do the same thing. When they immigrate here, man, you go to one of their houses, and I'm not trying to be funny, but it might be just random people who they don't have no blood ties to living in the house. Why? Hey man, this is our culture. We're gonna help you get on your feet. Until you get on your feet, you can stay here. And you're part of our family, and we share with you, and we all living in this one house together. I feel like we make a lot of excuses. We got a long list of excuses and reasons why we don't want to know our history, but we short on all the answers as to why we do things traditionally. We don't miss an opportunity to celebrate. Everything is an occasion. Oh, you graduated from school. Hey, all right, let's throw a party. My daughter got baptized this Sunday. Come on over to the house. We having dinner. All right. Ooh, yeah, our sports team won. Hey, man, let's have a party. We're going to turn up. Right. You know what I'm saying? A funeral. Somebody passed. We going to such homegoing. After it's over with, we at the house, laughing, talking about that person, sharing our dishes of food. Hey, this such and such, you remember such and such? Yeah, grew up down the block 20 years ago. Man, look at this. Oh, come on up in here. Yeah, this family. Right. This family. We gonna do all that stuff. And then but nobody ever asks a question. Because we always make an excuse to kick it. We always do. But nobody ever asks a question like, Why do we feel the need to do that? Okay, well, look at the African culture. When there was a major event in somebody's life, you know what I'm saying? When there was a major event in somebody's life, there was time to gather in the village, in the community, and celebrate your rites of passage as a woman. You becoming a man. So-and-so got married. There's a new chief. Whatever. We coming together as a community. We gonna celebrate. We gonna laugh. We gonna dance. We gonna eat. We gonna do all that type of stuff. But we never look at it like, okay, where do I get that from? That's the part in your spirit that never left you. You know what I'm saying? You can't kill a spirit. It's not possible. You can take the person, but a spiritual connection is the strongest relationship you can have. Because the things that are in this world won't break it. The things that are in this world won't break it. Your relationship with God, can't nobody take that from you. If you believe in God, can't nobody take that from you. You're going to go to your death believing in God. You believe in family, can't nobody take that from you. Can't nobody take your family from you. They can kill them, but the memory is going to live on. That's why we do what we do. We get together, we're African people, we like to memorialize the moment. Why? We want to create memories to pass on to our children. Why? We don't want them to forget. I want them to remember such and such. Hey, I'm Osyrus. Name my son Osyrus Jr. He gonna know who his daddy is. You know what I'm saying? Right. The negative stigma that the media puts out there of Africa is the reason that a lot of this self-hatred towards our ancestry came from. You know, they don't depict, Africa has some very affluent places. It's a rich country full of natural resources and minerals. They'll go over there and indulge in all of that. There's resorts in Africa. There are rich people in Africa. There are millionaires in Africa. They got music artists, entertainment industry, all that type of stuff. But what they show, and it's, you know, they show you countries where the kid is dying of starvation, belly swollen up like he swallowed a basketball, ribs showing, you know, flies flying around his face. He looked like this child looks like they're on the verge of death. It's the birthplace of AIDS. You go to Africa. Don't mess with none of the women over there. Don't mess with none of the men. You probably gonna get AIDS. My friend went to South Africa on a mission. My Caucasian friend. I said, man, when you get over there, bring me back something. Some type of necklace. People know I love to rock the African colors and the African jewelry. You know what I'm saying? So he get back after like 3 months over in South Africa, after he went over there, performed, did shows and all type of stuff. Came back, he caught me out at a show here. Didn't even know I was gonna be there. He said, man, I had a feeling you were gonna be here. Gave me this beautiful African necklace. Every time I wear it, somebody tell me, oh man, I like that. They gotta come up and touch it immediately. So I decided to rock it to work one day. As soon as the kids come in, you know, it's colorful. Black got all the colors in the rainbow in it, just about. They come in, they grab it and touch it on. I'm like, man, I shouldn't even wear this up here. Man, I touched it, you know what I'm saying? They were like, where you get that from? Where'd you get that from? I was like, a friend gave it to me. You know, I'm telling the little kids that teenagers come in, they asking the same question. Like, oh, I like that. Where'd you get that from? I said, my friend got it from me. Where at? Can I get it online? I said, nah. My friend went to South Africa and he brought it back for me, man. It's flying it. You probably the person that brought Ebola over here. Wow. Ebola get to the United States of America. It's Africa's fault. The entire continent is the reason that, you know what I'm saying, we got cases of Ebola here. When out of all the countries, there's only 3 countries over there that even have cases of Ebola. Guinea, Sierra Leone, and I can't even remember the other country. Oh, Liberia. And so, but that let me know then. I was like, oh, Okay. That's when I said South Africa, that was the first thing that came to their mind. Not kings and queens, not black family, not life. Ugh. You probably bought Ebola over here. Did that child in their mind that they had an opportunity to even go visit Africa, see some of the most beautiful culture and probably one of the best experiences ever, probably would be deterred from going over there just because of the simple fact that the media keep on throwing it out there. Cases of Ebola. We hate what we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We hate what we don't know because we haven't took the time to study our history or study the people. Yeah, we're not going to be able to go back and probably find the tribe, the people that are over there that are still our family, but that's not a reason to not love the birthplace of your family. That's not a reason to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who my great-great-grandfather is, but I'm pretty sure I'm carrying his last name. I'm not going to hate the fact that I don't know who he is. I'm proud to be who I am. And I'm going to give my great-great-grandfather his respect. Because, you know, so regardless of him never knowing me and me never knowing him, I still have a connection to him. I still got that blood in my veins. And I'm not going to deny it. And white people don't deny it either. They're proud. When they have something to celebrate in their culture, they do it all the time. The Irish people, oh man. When somebody passes in the Irish culture, oh yeah, the Irish people get together. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have some drinks, and they're gonna be proud to be Irish people. All races of people. Russian people got pride in it. French people, Spanish people, the ones in Spain. You know what I'm saying? the Spaniards, they have pride too. And so we should have that same type of pride. And don't let the media sway our opinions about where we know our origins started.
So it's more so lack of education than miseducation.
It's lack of education because they're not talking about Africa in the schools. They force, unless you take an African studies class while you're in the stages of elementary and secondary school, unless you take an African studies class, you're not going to hear too much about your history, you know? So what do they feed you all day? They're going to tell you some bull crap about Columbus. Okay. What did Columbus do? Discover a land that people had already discovered. We got a whole holiday for him. But you can't tell me about Patrice Lumumba. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me about Stephen Biko. You know, people, you can't even tell me about somebody like Canada Lee, who was an activist here doing when all the communist Red Scare stuff was going on, and he was receiving awards for his activism, and he spoke about apartheid in Africa. Here, he was concerned with that here. This is back in the 40s and the 50s, Canada Lee, and he received no attention for it, or they basically just erased away the fact that he gave his speech about apartheid when he was receiving an award for his activism. And he was concerned with it then, but people don't like to talk about that. You know, we want to move as far away from Africa as possible because we don't know anything about it. Everything that's being shown about it is negative, and we just gonna focus on how can I be a likable American. That's what people's preoccupation is. I want to be a likable American. With a national anthem, come on, I want, you know, Soldier Pass, you know, they want to do all of that. But you know what I'm saying? But when something goes on and that's dealing with your ancestors, you're not concerned with them. Why? Because I don't know nothing about that. Therefore, I really don't care about it. And it seems like the rest of the world really don't pretty much like Africa. So you know what? I don't like them like they do. I ain't gonna say we got a full-blown hatred as a people for Africa, but we got a lot of people who are indifferent about Africa. And that's probably worse than hatred. You know what I'm saying? When you're indifferent about something, that means you're not even emotionally attached to it.